Hello, 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 hello. And I'm here. You can hear me, hopefully. Yes, yes, yes. We are here. We are here. We are. Yes, 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 we are. We're waiting. Sorry for that. We had some technical problems, but we're here. All right, we're gonna watch today. We're gonna get to see this. Let's look at this, and then we're going to go and discuss it, and we'll see how it goes from there. Okay, we have a poll here today. Well, hold on, it's not coming out. I don't know where that came from. All right, let's go to this. Let's hear it, and then we'll talk about it.
The Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro are Google's most significant phones yet, offering impressive hardware, top-notch cameras and an eye-catching design, according to cnet's reviewers. But to make the most of your new Pixel phone, you'll want to dig into the settings and make a few tweaks. Some of these changes will give the user interface a fresh look, while others will help you get more out of your Pixel phone's camera or battery. Google has also baked some interesting new features into the phone app that can make it easier to call customer service numbers without waiting on hold. We'll show you how to turn those settings on or off, too. Here's a look at the settings you should change on your Pixel 6 right away. Read more. All the Pixel 5 and Pixel
Hey,
6's
Mr.
biggest
Oscar, how
differences
are
turn
you?
on
Who are you?
themed
Who are you?
icons to make your apps match your wallpaper. One of the biggest features in Android 12 is Material You, which customizes the software's color palette to match your wallpaper. To enable this, start by long pressing on any empty space on your Pixel 6 home screen. Then tap Wallpaper and Style, and make sure the switch next to Themed Icons is toggled on. Now some of your app icons and certain elements in apps like Gmail, the Google Play Store and Google Chrome will have color accents that match your wallpaper.
What?
Use quick phrases to dismiss an alarm or phone call without saying, "Hey, Google, we've all been there." It's 6 a.m., your alarm starts blaring and you barely have the energy to reach for your phone. Google makes this a little easier on the Pixel 6 by enabling you to pause or
Hey,
dismiss an
Blaze,
alarm
what's
by
up?
simply saying, "Snooze" or "Stop," without requiring the "Hey, Google" trigger phrase. You can do the same for phone calls by saying, "Answer" or "Decline," without having to grab your device. To turn this on, open the Settings menu and choose Apps. Then, select Assistant and tap Quick Phrases. You should see options for alarms and timers and incoming calls. Tap the switch next to each one to enable this feature. Have
Bobby,
Google Assistant wait on hold for you and transcribe
Bobby's
automated phone menus.
here.
Tired of waiting on hold? Try using Google's Hold for Me feature, which has Google Assistant wait on hold and then notify you when a customer representative becomes available. If you don't want to remember which number to punch the next time you're sitting through automated voice prompts, you can also turn on Direct My Call. This transcribes automated menus so that you don't have to remember which number to press to get directed to the correct extension. Both of these features are accessible from the Pixel 6 phone app. Open the phone app and tap the three dots in the top right corner to get started. Choose Settings and you should see Hold for Me and Direct My Call under the Assistive section. The Direct My Call feature seems promising, but it
There
only
we
works
go.
for toll-free numbers in English right now. That can make its
Hello,
transcriptions
everybody.
a bit confusing since many automated phone menus typically read options in Spanish, too. Choose whether you want to extend battery life or boost performance. Google's Pixel phones can optimize battery life
How's
depending on how you
everybody
use your
doing
phone.
tonight?
While that's a useful perk, there may be times when you prefer to turn this feature off so that you can get better performance out of your device. You can turn this setting on or off anytime by opening the Settings menu, choosing Battery and tapping Adaptive Preferences. Turn on Smart Storage to avoid running out of space. If you take a lot of photos and videos, you know how precious your device's storage space can be. As one way to deal with that problem, you can choose to have your Pixel phone automatically delete old photos to free up space. If you enable this feature, your Pixel device will erase photos backed up to your Google Photos account that have been on your device for 60 days if your phone storage is less than 25%. To turn this on, open Settings, choose Storage and tap Free Up Space. Then tap the menu icon in the top left corner and select Settings. Toggle the switch next to Smart Storage. Use Storage Saver to optimize your Pixel's photo and video storage. If you want to save space, there's another option. Enable Storage Saver on your Pixel device. This changes settings that use large amounts of storage, such as saving raw images as JPEG and recording videos in 1080p instead of 4K. If you care more about saving space than having the best resolution possible, you might want to try this. Launch the camera app and tap the settings cog in the top left corner. Then, tap More Settings, and select Device Storage. Toggle the switch next to Storage Saver. Customize what happens when you press the volume key while taking photos. You can use the volume button to snap a photo, adjust the zoom or control the audio volume on your
Ah,
Pixel device. Open the camera app, press the settings icon and choose More Settings. Then, choose Gestures and select Volume Key Action to choose your preferred option. Make sure your Pixel screen automatically switches orientation when needed. Few things can be more annoying than having your phone stuck in portrait mode when you're holding it in landscape mode to watch a video. Avoid this on your Pixel 6 by opening the settings menu, choosing Display and tapping Auto Rotate Screen. You can also choose to turn on face detection to make auto rotate more accurate.
Leo
Google
tomorrow.
says images used in face detection are
Leo,
never stored or sent to the company. Identify songs playing nearby on the lock screen. Ever heard a song playing at a restaurant and wondered what it's called? Google Pixel devices can recognize songs and display the name of the song and artist
Leo
on your phone's
tomorrow.
lock screen.
He recommends it.
Open the settings menu, choose Display and tap Lock Screen. Press Now Playing and toggle on the switch next to Identify songs playing nearby. Choose whether you want smoother scrolling or longer battery life. The Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro are capable of boosting their refresh rates to enable faster scrolling and smoother animations, which makes the software generally feel more responsive. The Pixel 6 can bump its refresh rate up to 90 Hz, while the Pixel 6 Pro can go up to 120 Hz. But since this feature...
Okay, we're back. You get the idea with that. How's everybody doing today? I had subscribers only mode on here, which I don't understand why it's not there anymore. Let me go here. Okay, but anyway, how's everybody doing out there today? I am doing pretty good. I am doing well. I am doing wonderful. We have Bobby and Oscar and Blaze and all them in here tonight. So there you go. Good luck, Bobby. We have Oscar and Blaze as my moderators. We should have more moderators in here than this, but you all get the idea what you just read there. A few minutes ago. So you all saw that. So how do you all feel about that, everybody? Oh, she's good. He's good. Okay, we'll manage this. Okay. There you go. We're going to edit. We're going to customize. We're going to... Okay, we're going to do this. Leo, I've been myself supervising this stuff for 4 years, and my old sales rep quit. Okay, we're going to cancel that. It's supposed to be live. It's supposed to be okay, there we go. Okay. We had it if you have some technical issues. Okay, there we go. There we are. Cancel that. Okay. Boom. Okay, we're back. So everybody, what's up? I should be getting my Pixel 6 soon. Probably in January, hopefully. But I want to tell you something about Boost Mobile Customer Care. They are the most idiotic customer care people you could ever imagine. I wanted to switch my T-Mobile SIM card to the AT&T SIM card. So I called this local store over the weekend, okay? And they said, oh, come on in for $35. You can have it. And I said, okay, fine. So I said I'd be in on the 8th. I went down there to the Boost Mobile store. They advertised being open at 10 a.m. Get there. Not there. Not there at all. So I cannot figure out what the problem was. And they don't send you, I don't know what this is exactly. If it's a team, let me put the camera on a minute. See if you can, whoop. Hold on here, let me turn it on. Start cam. There we go. This. Now, I don't know if that's a T-Mobile or if that is an AT&T, like this little orange thing. Yeah. I don't know if that's a T-Mobile or if that is a AT&T. But the phone that it's in, that I'm using right this minute, is not a 5G phone. It says Boost TTRI SIME, whatever that means. On the back of the Boost mobile SIM card, it says Boost TRI SIME, whatever that means. Then when you try to talk to customer care about anything, they say, nothing about us at AT&T. And they thought I wanted to port the number over to AT&T. So I don't know if this is AT&T or if this is T-Mobile. I cannot know if it is or not. So who knows? Who knows what it is? So we'll have to go back down there tomorrow and see if they're open. Because I don't know. It just depends on my mood. Depends on the mood I'm in tomorrow if I go down there or not. My Pixel 6 Pro tomorrow. Oh, good. So anyway, we're going to end it at 8:30 because I got to do some stuff. But that's what I cannot figure out what the issue is. I can't figure out what the issue is with that. If it's a T-Mobile or if it's a if it's AT&T. So it's working pretty good here right this minute. Leo told me they have black and Leo. Here is if I should do this or not. There's a chat. See the chat there? That's our chat. Now I'm going to put this up here. If you can see, that is the T-Mobile. Okay, that is the T-Mobile right there. I think it's T-Mobile. I think it's T-Mobile. I don't know for sure if it is or not. But that is, I guess it's T-Mobile. So we have to go down there and find out. Find out for sure. Yes, as you can still hear me, hopefully. You can still hear me. That'd be good. We'll have to find out if the store is open again tomorrow. I was going to go to U-Break iFix, but now we'll have to hold off on U-Break iFix until tomorrow, until next time, until next week. Hold off on U-Break iFix and go from there, I guess. Hold off on U-Break iFix. Yeah. So was supposed to be, it was supposed to be open today, so I could go down there and get this switched, but there was nobody at the store, no signs, no nothing, to find out if they were going to do anything about it, So there you go. And yeah. So what do you all think I should do exactly? Okay. So basically, I went down to the T-Mobile store. I did. And apparently they said they weren't there. They were not in the store. They advertised. There was no sign. There was no nothing. And there was no nothing there, you know. So there was no signs. There was no anything to tell anybody what was going on in there. And apparently they didn't want to help. Customer care, hold on a minute, customer care didn't know anything about the AN SIM card or anything for that matter. So I don't know. You know, they got ditzy customer care at Boost. You know, but what can you do? What can you do, I guess, everybody? Okay. Yep. So I can see why Sneed has said that Dish is losing money on Boost. Or I'm thinking he said that. But anyway, no wonder they're losing money because they have kooky customer care. Kooky. Kooky customer care. KCC. Kooky customer care. There you go. That you can call customer care people who are kooky. KOOKY. It's KCC. Kooky customer care. And that's what Boost Mobile's got. And apparently, so we're just going to have to find another. Well, I don't want to travel all over the county. That's the problem. I don't want to carry all over the county. You know, that's the bad part. So I don't want to go all over the county exactly. And I don't want to be all over the place. So there you go. I don't want to be all over the place trying to find another store to go to. You know. So there you go. Okay. Oh, Oscar, I'm doing absolutely wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yep, I am doing really well. And I don't know if they've moved or I don't know if they've anything like that. So maybe I don't know. Maybe that's good. Okay, let me see here. But anyway, there was no signs on the door. There was no anything. So I don't know what's going on in that store. I called them over the weekend. They said, come on in, $35, $35. Yeah, $35. Come on in. So I come on down, like the price is right. Come on down. Something like that. And then they're not there. So I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. Da, 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 da. I don't know what the heck the problem is. Annual election 50. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Weird. Well, I can call it again. Kooky customer care for Boost. Kooky customer care. KCC. Kooky customer care at Boost Mobile. That's what you have to remember. Kooky customer care. And when I know that we have a bad customer care people, just say KCC, KCC, KCC. Yep. And you can call them Kooky customer care. There you go. You know that? There you go. Kooky customer care. That's the good part. You can call them that. And that's what Boost Mobile's got, KCC. And I just came up with that idea, a few minutes ago. Kooky customer care. That is a good thing to use. If you get upset with somebody, instead of yelling, instead of screaming, you just say, hey, ma'am, you are a KCCR, Kooky customer care rep. KCCR, Kooky customer care rep. And I'm going to put this in here. Kooky customer care rep. And that is Kooky customer. That's up here. That is Kooky customer care rep. Kooky customer care rep. That's what you can call them. Instead of yelling and screaming at somebody, that's what you can call these people. There you go. Yes, that's what Boost Mobile's got. KCCRs. They got a lot of them over there. And there's a lot of places in this country that have Kooky customer care reps. And you just saw the article I showed about the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. So you already saw that. Yeah, I got Verizon prepaid. I wish the a lot of places would have good customer care, but they don't, apparently. They do not. So I had to put that in there. Kooky customer care reps. And you get a lot of that these days. And there's nothing really you can do about it. Nothing really you can do about it, ladies and gentlemen, except it as it is. Like a lot of people say, oh, man, don't harass the customer care rep. They're just doing their job. Well, you have to harass these people if they're overseas, if they're underseas, something like that. So yeah, that's what you call them, KCC, Kooky customer care reps. They're nuts. They're whatever you want to call it. Package to gigabit. Ooh, that's what we have. Gigabit internet. But you get that everywhere. In your bank, in your credit card, in your internet service, bank, credit card, internet service. You get cell phone. Whoever you call up on the phone these days, you get KCCR. kooky customer care reps. And from now on, instead of blowing up at these people, I'm now going to just say KCCR, KCCR. Oh, Michael, hello there. Is Michael that? Okay, good. Hello there, Mr. Michael. How are you? So instead of screaming, yelling, having fits, and the whole neighborhood hear you, this way, I just say KCCR, KCCR, kooky customer care rep. That's what you are, KCCR, and hopefully it'll work. Hopefully it'll work. I hope. If it don't, then there you go. But it'll help you all, including myself, from going, and all that rot. Instead of screaming and yelling, "Oh, you SOB, you," and KCCR. And this little stress ball here. See the little stress ball I got? Wait a minute. There we go. Little stress ball there. They do have kooky customer care. You got that right, Bob. There we go. That's my stress ball. There. So I put that right over here on the left-hand side. You can't see where it's going to sit. But that's where I put it. Oh, Sneed's here. Look who it is. Hello. Hello there. We're taking our frustrations out on Boost Mobile customer care tonight. Yes, we are. I am, at least. Now, Sneed, if you can still hear me, if you want to, now there's a question for you. Right, here another one, Pete. Now, Mr. Sneed, a question for you if you're still watching and listening. If you want to change your Boost Mobile SIM card from the TN to the AN, do you have to go in the store and do it, or can they mail you one? Because right this minute, if I showed it earlier, right this minute, we have this. Now, this is what they mailed me for 99 cents. Okay. That. Okay. The question I have for you is, well, no, I was a new activation, but they sent me this orange thing. I don't know if that's T-Mobile or if that's AT&T. You have to be a new, well, I was a new activation. I was. And that's the confusing part. And when you try to call customer care up and ask them about the AN and the TN and all that stuff, they say, well, we don't know nothing about what this is. They thought I wanted to port over to AT&T and just get rid of Boost altogether. So they may have to set you up with a new SIM. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But I went down there. I just want to switch. That's all I want to do. Because when I take my Boost into where I work at, it quits. I went down to the store today, and I called over the weekend, and the man said, oh, it's $35 to switch over. Come on down. He said, when are you coming? I said, on the 8th, which is today. I went all the way down there to that Boost Mobile store. They advertised that it was supposed to be open today at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Nope. Nothing. So, I don't know. That's the problem. That's the problem right there, Mr. Sneed boy. Sneed man. That's the issue right there. And I don't have to travel all the way back down there again tomorrow morning. Ugh. Ugh. And Sneed, I gotta, if you're still watching, I call their customer care Kooky Customer Care Reps, KCCR. So instead of screaming and yelling and arguing with these people, I'm just gonna say to myself, KCCR, KCCR. Ooh, what happened here? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. All right, there. We just quit. It said startup screen. A tech have to come tomorrow tomorrow morning. So anyway, but what I'm trying to say is, people, the Boost Mobile customer care people don't know anything about what about the AT&T SIMs or the T-Mobile SIM cards. So I don't know. So I'll have to call that store tomorrow and find out what's going on. 'Cause I'm not paying another $35. I didn't pay $35 to begin with. So KCCR, KCCR. All right, let me tell you, let me put in here what KCCR is. KCCR. Boom. Kooky Customer Rep. Boom. There. That's what that is. Kooky Customer Rep. Or hold on a minute, I'll put another one in here. There. Kooky Customer Care Rep. There you go. That's what a lot of places have. Kooky Customer Care Reps. And they sometimes don't know what they're doing. I'm not a customer care expert or a tech expert, so I don't know exactly how kooky they can be. But that's what I'm going to say to myself from now on. When I'm upset and mad at customer care about anywhere, I'm just going to say KCCR, KCCR, and it'll help me from screaming and yelling and having fits on these people. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And here is a little doohickey, a little item here. Right there. My stress ball. Well, there it is. There's my stress baller. There. Well, Boost is, yeah, it is. They have both now, apparently. They've got both, apparently. And customer care don't even know what's going on, really. So there you go. Kooky Customer Care Rep. There you go. There are good ones and there are bad ones. And the bad ones are KCCRs. Yes. So whenever you get upset and mad at customer care, no matter what it is, your bank, your credit card, your whatever, just say KCCR. That's what you are, a KCCR. You're a Kooky Customer Care Rep and you don't know what you're talking about. The customer knows more than you. They texted me confronting 8 a.m. Okay. We're talking about Dish Network. That's a totally different customer care altogether. But there you go. And so Boost is they're MVNO of AT&T now. But there's no way to get the AT&T SIM card. That's what I want to switch it to. That's the problem, Michael. I want to get it switched. I just want an explanation as to how this all goes. It's crazy. Because when I take my Boost Mobile phone into the store, into the to where I work at, apparently it just quits. The service dies. That's what I'm saying. So there you go. But anyway, have you all heard? I was reading today. Well, Oscar, are you switching over to what do you want to call this? To Boost? You probably live near a Boost Mobile store. I don't. It takes about 20 minutes to get to the Boost Mobile store. But anyway, let's change. Let's go on to a different topic. Have you heard here in Delaware? We pay federal T-Mobile and not one TP. Yes. They still are? Anyway, we pay, if you have a prepaid phone, and we all pay taxes, on your cell phone bill. You get all those taxes taken out of your cell phone bills and all that jazz. Let me look this up here a minute. I'm going to see. Cellular phone taxes on cell phone taxes and surcharges by state. Okay, now this is, here we go, the tax foundation for 2021, taxes and fees. Okay, now we're going to see exactly where you live. Okay, where you live. Okay, this is the cellular phone excise taxes. Boom. Okay, let's take a look here. Now, we're going to share the screen here with you all, and you're going to get to see this. I saw this page yesterday, and I wanted to share it with all of you. Okay, this is going to be talking about cell phone taxes and the junk that comes out of your cell phone bill, like mine, like my T-Mobile bill. Now, you see it here. Okay, this is an article by Scott Mackey and Ulrich Bosin. Okay, now this is, you see that there on the screen there? Okay, now, okay, cell phone taxes and fees for this year. Now, a typical American household. Now, if you have, ladies and gentlemen, if you have 4 cell phones on a family plan, paying $100 a month for taxable wireless service, you'd pay $300 in taxes, fees, and government surcharges, up from $270 last year, 2020. Now, this year, it says, wireless subscribers will pay approximately $11.3 billion in taxes, fees, and government surcharges, state and local governments. Now, okay, nationally, these impositions make up a record of 24.96% tax on taxable voice services. Okay? Verizon voice service is rock solid. Oh, that sounds good. But you notice, if you live in Illinois, they have the highest wireless taxes in the country. 34.56%, followed by Arkansas, which is 32.4%. Washington State, 81%. Nebraska, New York. Okay. Now, they've got something here I've never heard of before. It's called the Federal Permanent Internet Tax Freedom Act. Prevents states and imposing taxes and fees on wireless internet access. So if you have a wireless internet service in your house, the government, state and local governments cannot put taxes on your wireless internet access, okay? Now, if they didn't have this, taxes and fees to what I apply to wireless voice could be applied to internet access and make the bill go, whoosh, there you go, right up the roof. So be glad that they did not put the taxes on your internet service. Now, since 2008, the average monthly wireless service surcharge per subscriber has dropped by nearly 30%. Now, it says here also, at the end of 2020, 74% of low-income adults had wireless as their only phone service, and 65% of adults were wireless only. The regressive nature of wireless taxes creates significant burdens on low-income customers. Okay, let's listen to this from the deduction. This is the Tax Foundation's podcast, and let's listen to a little bit of this, and let's see how you all feel about the wireless taxes. Here we go and go.
There are more active cell phone and wireless plans than there are Americans. Estimates for 2020 find that there are currently 448 million wireless subscriber connections. This includes everything from watches to tablets, our cell phones, all the devices that we use to communicate with one another. This year, wireless subscribers will pay approximately $11.3 billion in taxes, fees, and government surcharges to state and local governments. $11.3 billion. Over the course of the past 13 years, the taxes, fees, and surcharges wireless customers have paid has increased from 15.10% to 25.96% today for the average bill. For a service that a majority of Americans use, the fees and taxes being paid are only continuing to increase. But what are we actually getting from these taxes? More spam and robocalls? Not to mention, are they helping us stay connected? Is the way we tax our wireless lives actually effective? Welcome to The Deduction, a Tax Foundation podcast. I'm your host, Jesse Solis, Media Relations Manager here at the Tax Foundation. Today, I'm joined by my colleague, America's leading excise tax expert, Ulrich Bosen. Ulrich, thanks for joining me, man.
Thank you, Jesse. And I think to your point about robocalls, I think we can all agree that a very large tax should be levied on those in particular. I know that I get a bunch of calls about car insurance that I currently don't have and supposedly is about to expire. So as much as we don't want to overtax a lot of these activities that we discuss on these podcasts, I think robocalls is one where we can all agree a very high tax should be levied on those.
I mean, at least $3,000 per robocall should be taxed. I think that
seems fair.
It's a fair starting point. When's the last time you picked up a robocall accidentally?
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yep.
Wow. It's been a minute for me, but anyway, so like the old saying goes, if it moves, tax it. I'm no physicist, but I think most Americans would agree with me that I don't consider wireless activity something that moves, but it's something that's being taxed, and it's being taxed heavily. Bird's eye view, what exactly are families paying when they get their cell phone bills every single month?
So it very much depends on where they live. American families pay a number of levies and fees on wireless services. Most of them are determined by states and localities. There are some federal fees, mainly the Federal Universal Service Fund charge, but families mostly pay state sales taxes, local sales taxes, state gross receipts taxes, local gross receipts taxes. There are some states that levy special wireless excise tax fees like telecommunications taxes or telecommunications privilege taxes. It's a question that's hard to answer because it's basically 50 different answers based on where in the country you live.
And often, too, those state and local taxes aren't as large, or at least as, as significant of number as you see on your federal. taxes each year, but of all those fees, the many that are out there, how much are Americans paying for wireless taxes?
So on average, if we take a typical American household that maybe have a family share plan, and they pay about $100 a month for what's called taxable wireless service. So your voice plan, and we'll get to why that's important in a little bit. But if they pay $100 for their wireless service, their voice plan, they pay about $300 a year in taxes and fees. And that's up from $270 last year. So it's quite a significant increase, and it's quite a significant amount of money. So $100 a month, that's $1,200 a year. Out of that, $300 is taxes, fees, and surcharges. It's 25%.
That's pretty significant. I get a phone bill every month, and maybe I'm special, but mine's always different. It's around the same number, but it's a different price every month for some reason. But if you were to tell me, and when I talk to other, people, family, friends about budgeting too, we all agree our cell phone it's an item that we always pay for because we kind of have to. I would be lost without my cell phone. But if you told me I could save $40 a year, I would take you up on that for my cell phone bill. But this is something that we're paying in taxes every single year for these plans.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's gone from maybe a decade ago was maybe 2 decades ago. Wireless service was still relatively new and not as much of a necessity as it is today. But the vast majority of American households rely on wireless service. This is not it would be great if we could afford wireless service. We need to be able to afford wireless service. And I think as everything else, last year really showed us how dependent we are on our ability to connect with each other, even if we can't meet in person. And wireless service is obviously a major part of that. So this is really taxes and fees on necessities, more so than on leisurely consumption.
And not even, just people using wireless services. The government in many ways relies on it too. We both live in DC. We all see our Capitol Hill staffer friends carrying their 2 phones around all the time. I was that happy warrior for 2 years, which is why, there are more wireless plans out there than simply Americans. So last week, Ulrich, you had this eye-popping report come out on our website titled Excise Taxes and Fees on Wireless Services Increase Again in 2021. I learned a lot reading it. I learned a lot reading all your stuff. It's true of everyone at the Tax Foundation, especially your stuff. But I never realized that we're paying a 911 tax. Maybe that's common knowledge. That's something I did not know for sure. I don't want to call 911. But I'm glad I have that service, that it's ready. So that's a fee that I now realize I pay, that I'm kind of okay paying. But what other fees are out there that we're paying our wireless plans that people might not be aware of?
Yeah, so I think I'll start with the 911 fee, because this is a good example of what we at the Tax Foundation approve of when it comes to these special taxes or excise taxes or fees. This is a fee and a tax that pretty well respects the benefit principle. So when you have a phone, one of the important functionalities of a phone
Michael, you do realize that Arizona don't follow that.
We all really want to be able to call 911 if we need to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not free to run 911 services.
I can understand why Arizona don't follow that.
To grab the phone and get help to you quickly. Now, this money is supposed to pay for that service. That's why it respects the benefit principle. There are, unfortunately, a number of states, and each year the FCC does a little report and looks, do the states actually spend the revenue from the 911 fees on 911 services? And every year,
FCC being the Federal Communications Commission, correct?
That is correct, yep. And every year, unfortunately, they find that some states like to divert a little bit of the revenue for other spending priorities. This is really money that should be going to 911 services. And if they collect too much, they should lower the fee, not divert the revenue to other spending priorities. Now, on top of the 911 fee, as I alluded to in the beginning, states and localities really differ. Most states will levy the general sales tax on wireless plans. That is perfectly appropriate. It is consumption. The general sales tax should tax consumption, and that's about $5 billion a year. The remaining $6 billion out of the 11 that you mentioned in the beginning, those are special taxes and fees, 911 fees being one of them. Then you have something called state universal service funds. That is a large number of states that have a little fee, normally per line, normally per month, that you pay into when you have a phone plan. And that fund will then spend money on expanding broadband or making internet available at public libraries or schools or hospitals and things like that. So that's one of the ways that states try to expand access to wireless services and have everyone who have wireless plans pitch in. The last kind of tax and the worst kind of tax is local privilege taxes. So they're normally gross receipts taxes, and they're levied on your bill as a percentage of what you're paying just for the privilege of being able to have a phone plan. Normally that money will go straight into the general fund. There's not really any good reason for that other than revenue. And this is a very narrow tax, so one that we would have advised lawmakers to stay away from when they look for revenue.
And I know in the last Congress, maybe it was the last Congress or two Congresses ago, but they established 988, the suicide hotline. I'm not sure if it's up and running yet, but that they designed a tax with that as well.
It kind of works like the 911 fee, where states can levy a 988 fee, like the 911 fee, to fund 988 services. So that is correct. That is a relatively new fee, and I don't think states have yet to implement it.
Good. I hope Delaware doesn't encourage
majority haven't yet.
now.
Okay, so what we're getting at, there's a lot of excise taxes involved with wireless plans. It's probably fair to call them most excise taxes, if you will. Now, wireless doesn't just stop with our phones. We could argue that Netflix, Hulu, those are wireless services as well. We're not picking up DVDs anymore. Are we seeing these kind of taxing trends elsewhere in the wireless space?
Yes, and I think this whole development, and I want to take a step back here to talk a little bit about what we pay for when we pay for our wireless plans. So when you go down to Verizon or T-Mobile or whoever you have as a wireless provider, you will be paying for normally voice services and data services. As of last year, the average bill is pretty much 50-50 voice, 50-50 data. So the average bill is about $35, about $17.50 go to your voice plan and $17.50 goes to data. States and the federal government and localities cannot tax data. There's a thing called the Internet Tax Freedom Act, which prohibits any taxation of internet access. This is one of the reasons that we see taxes go up every year, is because more and more of your plan every year is going to be data-based, because you use your voice services less and you use your data more. I mean, you could do data calls, data messaging. You can call through WhatsApp or Facebook or whatever you want to choose. You don't need to call through your phone plan.
I mean, even you and I during soccer games on Saturday, we only talk over Slack. We don't even text each other.
Exactly. And this is the way the world is moving. And since they're prohibited from taxing that portion, they keep increasing taxes on the portion that they can tax, which is your voice plan. So that's one of the reasons we're seeing increasing rates every year. Now, to go back to what you mentioned before, is other wireless or other digital services like Netflix and Hulu. These are examples, just like how we use more data than voice, of a modernized consumption behavior. Like, we have changed our consumption over the last decade, and the tax code has not really been updated to keep up with that. So states and localities in the digital entertainment space have normally relied on right-of-way taxes. So basically, back in the day, a cable company would come out, put in cable, run it to your house, and you could then pay them to watch television and movies and things like that. Today, you don't need any of that. So you've cut the cord because you want to save some money, and then you get a Netflix subscription, and you get a...
All right, we don't have very much time left. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming in. Sneda popped in for a little while, and we're just listening to a podcast about excise taxes and all the junk that you see on your cell phone bills. We're coming up on the 1 hour mark here soon. So let's finish listening to this, and then I'll say my goodbyes to everybody. So let's continue, and here we go.
Peacock subscription, and you get a Hulu subscription, and you get a Disney Plus subscription, and you get an ESPN Plus subscription, and you haven't saved any money at the end of the day. But now you don't have cable anymore. States and localities lost a bunch of revenue in that transaction because they used to tax the cable company. Now they want to tax Netflix, they want to tax Hulu, they want to tax Spotify, they want to tax all these guys. But they can't, because they don't use the right of way, because they don't need cables. So they've gone through the courts to try and force them to pay the cable taxes. And there are certain clear differences between these two examples, but they both are telling a story of how Americans have changed the way we consume and how the tax code is completely outdated, and how localities and states and sometimes the federal government are scrambling to keep up with these changes so that their revenue can stay stable.
And even like private sector trends, I think all the major networks have adopted or are adopting streaming services. It seems almost weekly. You know, Peacock wasn't even a thing, I don't think, a few months ago, and now I'm paying for it. I kind of pay for all of them. Maybe that's on me.
Yeah,
but
Well, they've been clever. So, I like to watch soccer, which is so I need Peacock Plus, but then some of the tournaments are on Paramount Plus, and then some of it's on ESPN Plus. So I need all three of those to follow my team. And then I do like movies and shows,
All
so I
those
also have
pluses.
Netflix. And then you just go from there. And then I like music, so Spotify is an addition.
Paramount Plus, AMC
the
Plus,
idea of us saving a bunch of money from
ESPN
getting rid
Plus,
of cable,
Disney
I think
Plus, all
we're
them
past
pluses.
that. And now we're just paying
Shoo.
the same companies to watch their programs online instead of via the cable.
And I somehow, not even somehow, I fall behind on every show I start. So sticking to this excise tax topic, you know it better than most. Some excise taxes carry merit. They do what they're supposed to do. Others do not at all. In the wireless world, which ones would you say have a decent design?
Yeah, so there's a few. As we already mentioned, the 911 fees is a good fee, makes a lot of sense. I'm sure most taxpayers are happy to pay for 911 services. Sales taxes, perfectly appropriate. I know they're not always popular, but they're a good source of revenue for states and localities. Where it gets a bit more dicey is when we have these very narrow, kind of strange privilege taxes. Like DC has a telecommunications privilege tax of 10%. So for people who live in the district, they pay 10% of their bill in taxes to the district for the privilege of buying a wireless plan. That makes a lot less sense than the other taxes. So it's very important when we talk about excise taxes that there is a clear connection between what we're taxing and what we're spending the money on, or between what we're taxing and some societal cost or negative externality. So the examples that I like to use is we pay the gas tax to pay for the road.
Okay, everybody. We want to thank you all for being here tonight. And Sneed popped in, Michael, Blaze, and Oscar, and all them. I just wanted to play that little bit so you'll know exactly what's on your cell phone bill every month. All them taxes and fees and everything else you can imagine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for coming. And join me again next time for the next edition of this live stream. Bye-bye. Take care and good night. Do 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 do. Boom.